Nintendo, I'm super hyped, buddies. But, why? Before we hop in this breakdown of the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, please do me a favor and leave your own thoughts on the trailer in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Now, let's get into it. What's up, guys? I got the pencil here, and fun fact, I am unhealthily obsessed with Breath of the Wild. Like, I think I put over 300 hours into that game alone, and like, I have beaten the game at like the 50-hour mark, but I just spent way too much time playing the game afterwards. So I love it. So when Breath of the Wild 2 was announced 2 years ago, I lost my mind. I was super excited, but then Nintendo does as Nintendo do, and disappeared on us for 2 years. So when I honestly was hoping for E3 to come and save us, but I wasn't expecting it to save us in such a big way. I'm super excited for what we're getting. But I'll admit, I did watch the trailer. It all got me hyped. It also got me a little bit sad. But enough of that. Enough of this. Let's hop right into the breakdown. Once again, please tell me your own thoughts on the trailer in the comment section down below. Leave your own breakdown. I'm down to read it. Also, leave all your theories, because golly, there's a lot of theories off the show. But enough of that. Let's hop into the trailer itself. Ah, that nice switch. I'm removing audio just so I don't get attacked. But hold on. Look at this man. Look at this menace. Oh, okay. Ooh. But let's already start. 2 seconds into the trailer. Ugh, darkness. But here's the thing. This energy reminds me of specifically... Whoa! I guess you do want to be featured, Link. So, this energy that's consuming Link is definitely reminding me of the Calamity energy that was coursing around Hyrule Castle in the first game. Like, this stuff... Basically, the corruption energy. I forget what it was called. I know it had a name, specifically. I think, was it just called Ganon's corruption or something along those lines? It was that. It reminds me a lot of this energy, and I'm assuming this energy is, like, coursing around Ganondorf, or his dead remains, and they're just sort of slinking up his arm now. Like, Link got too close, and now he's being infected by it, likely due to Ganondorf sensing the spirit of the hero inside of him and being like, hey, yo, buddy, I really ain't trying to die again. So I can definitely see where this could be coming from, but now I'm wondering how Link saves himself. Is it the Sheikah Slate that's like built in with a defense mechanism against this? Because he only seems to lose his arm, as we see later on in the trailer. He doesn't actually get consumed completely by this. And I forget, I think he was holding a torch in this hand in the trailer from 2 years ago. So maybe not. I'm wondering what the dealio is with this one in particular, because it seems very interesting to see that he's getting consumed out of nowhere. But I'm assuming this, once again, is just... was it Malice? I think it was I'm trying to remember the name of this energy. Should look that up. But I think it makes sense for the Malice to naturally target Link, especially since Link is the one who most recently slayed Ganondorf, like ended the reincarnation cycle with the help of Zelda. But I'm honestly shocked it didn't attack Zelda, but at the same time, Zelda manifested the whole Triforce on her hand, I'm pretty sure, in the end of the last game. So maybe it's just like, wait a minute, don't want smoke with that. That Triforceless Hero of Courage, though, let's get him. Hero of the Wilds, boy, I'm about to be wild. So I guess that's why it attacked him first. But then we get to see this. Hold on. Let me see if I can catch him. Let me see if I can catch him. Hold on. Look at this corny dude. What the heck? Alright. So here's the thing. If I'm not mistaken, this Ganon, or at least what we're assuming is Ganon, who's like, he honestly looks a lot like the blights that possessed the different, I was about to say different spirits, the different divine beasts. He looks like the blights that possess the different divine beasts. I'm assuming that's just because he's dehydrated. But seeing him like this honestly reminds me of his initial position 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure he was laid prone. Like, he was laid prone and sealed down in coverings. Now, the thing is, when I initially saw that, it reminded me of, like, Twilight Princess Ganon. The one that got stabbed through the chest and sort of just left there. But I don't think he was laid prone. I think he was actually, he died standing up. So, this isn't that Ganon. I also don't think it's a Ganon from any of the previous time. I'm trying to think of any other games that Ganon was, like, stabbed in the chest and laid down like that. Once again, Breath of the Wild and its place in the timeline is completely up in the air anyway. So maybe it's none of those answers. It's just not the case for any of this. But then that leads to the question of who this Ganon is, where did he come from, and if this is from the initial Ocarina timeline, or if this is from another split timeline. Because I honestly can't really tell. I know there have been multiple theory videos out there on which timeline Breath of the Wild ends up in. I'm not sure which one the most credible one was, considering the Breath of the Wild world has references to all of them. But I think this may be a Ganon that even predates the one in Ocarina of Time. Mainly because of how long his hair is. And I know that seems like a weird thing to note, and it could very easily have been growing out. But this Ganon, ironically enough, looks a lot more like a Hyrule Warriors Ganon. Like long, flowing, radiant red hair. But of course he's dried up. I want his hair program though, because that it looks luscious. Hold on. Oh darn! I messed up. Wait. Ah, there we go. Got it on the perfect frame. And yeah, I don't recognize this design. Those may be changed, so I get why I don't see that. Like this looks like a ceremonial robe. Like this doesn't look like a Ganon of any kind that we've seen before off the top of the domer. Like I can't remember. So what that's making me think, and I'm not sure, I've like lightly glazed the internet because I want to get my own thoughts, my own reaction. So I didn't actually look too hard into what people were thinking on this show. I think I watched like Siriax's reaction video to it. That's about it. I didn't even watch Carthu's Dojo, and I'm gonna watch that after I record this because I know Carthu Dojo is a madman. So he probably analyzed the life out of this. So the thing is, I feel like this may be a Ganon from the time of like pre-Breath of the Wild lore. Like possibly directly after the time of Skyward Sword, that kind of stuff. And we can definitely see that with how later on in the trailer we seem to be in like a Skyloft sort of area where like there are mountains floating in the sky and stuff like that, and Link is falling from the heavens. So if this is like Ganon's first incarnation, that would be really cool. But the question becomes, how the heck was he sealed under Hyrule for so long? And how come just now he's waking up? But honestly, the reason I think he could just now be waking up, I know I'm going way too in-depth on this like one frame of this ugly man, but the reason I think he could just now be waking up is because like, if what Zelda said is true at the end of the Breath of the Wild 1, the Ganon that we long knew to reincarnate forever and forever, Calamity Ganon, that dude's dead. And Demise promised the hero and the goddess that, yo, as long as y'all live, there's going to be a version of me that wants smoke. I promise you that. And there he is. Like, he may have just been dormant. He may have been a backup plan. But the thing is, he may have been a backup plan that wasn't intended. Like, Demise may have been like, darn, they killed Calamity again. And that was a way stronger version of me. He was so hyped and built up. Darn, is there anything else I could... Oh! Wait a second, that old guy that they couldn't kill. Because I'm assuming the reason he was held down by Sheikah Technology was for the fact that they probably just couldn't kill him. Or maybe not kill him. Nah, probably not kill him. This dude seems well and alive, despite the fact that he's like gone out of belief. Like, to be fair, he still got some muscle definition on him. You know, he went to the gym. You know, he had gains in the past life. But the thing is, I'm super intrigued to see what this dude, what his story is, if we get that. Because to be fair, Breath of the Wild was a game that was very light on story, which is fine for me. It was a more open world game. But still, I hope we get more backstory elaborating who this Ganon is. If he's a Ganon from the... If he is the Ganon from the first time, like, if this is the original Calamity Ganon, or the being that ended up spawning Calamity Ganon, like, his death ended up releasing Calamity Ganon into the world, and they had to seal it away, and by proxy seal him away, but they couldn't seal him away fully, probably because he had, like, some lingering aspects of the Triforce of Power. I would be super excited to see that, because it's not that often that we really get, like, ancient beings that have been survived for such a long period of time. Like, we have Ganon from Ocarina of Time, who reincarnates him, well, not reincarnates, but he lives and comes back in, like, Wind Waker. That's the same Ganon. I know it's pretty much the same Ganon across all timelines after the Ocarina of Time split, but still, I'm super impressed to see that this one's so ancient, so old. It looks like no Ganon we've ever seen before. That's the thing that gets me the most. If he looked like any other Ganon, then I could be like speculating that maybe something tied into the previous Zelda games in their timeline. But due to the fact that he looks like no Ganon that we've ever witnessed, I'm super excited just to find out where this dude came from. But enough theory crafting from me. Let's move on. Yeah, that was such a corny shot though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, scene composition wise, kind of whack. This is it. This is it. But hold on, I gotta drink my water. I gotta drink my water. I gotta calm down. Gotta calm down. Gotta calm down. Nothing but the best ASMR here on That Guy with the Pencil. But This saddens me. Let's rewind. This actively saddens me. Hold on. Yeah. Why? Nintendo, why? Nintendo, when was the last time Zelda was playable in a Zelda game specifically? That wasn't a spin-off game. Because I know, Hyrule Warriors fans out there, and Age of Calamity fans out there are going to be knocking on my door being like, she's playable now. And all y'all Smash Ultimate fans are going to be like, she's playable now. But I'm talking about in like, was Spirit Tracks even a mainline game? It's on the timeline, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Spirit Tracks is on the timeline. I'm pretty sure that's the last time we got a playable Zelda. Nintendo, you gave her a whole redesign. You cut her hair. You got her ready for adventure. And why is she getting no sold so quickly? And here's the thing. This doesn't exactly deconfirm a playable Zelda. This is just like, this may just imply she's not going to be around for a while. Whoa, my apologies. But this just implies that she's not going to be in the narrative for a while. Or at least to me. And that annoys me. Like, what? We've been doing so good. Like, you had the chance to just make Zelda playable. She could literally just be a Link copy, but give her like light arrows or something like that. I don't even care. It's just, I don't care how little work you put into it. It's just the principle of the thing. So to see her getting put in the damsel of distress role again, so, and like in the same sequel, well, not in the same sequel, in the same line of games, that just annoys me. Like, why? You had every single, you're fumbling the bag until you had 5 years to make this game. You couldn't have made her playable. You had the model. You literally went out of the way to make this whole new model. I was hoping we were going to get arcs. I was going to get interactions. Like, honestly, the most interaction we ever really get between these two in any of the previous games is like Tetra and Link, I'm pretty sure. And Spirit Tracks. That's about it. These two rarely are two of the main pieces of the Triforce, the part of wisdom and the part of courage, rarely interact despite how intertwined they are. And I was super excited to see a game where these two travel the world together, where Link ends up slowly helping Zelda develop into a warrior herself. Like, Zelda doesn't even have to be strong. Link could still be the better option at first. But we could have had a whole journey, a whole narrative where we followed Zelda going down a path of, not necessarily redemption, but a path of growth as a personal human being. And growing into someone who can defend herself and who Link can rely on. To be fair, we already know Link can rely on her, because she's the reason Calamity Ganon died. But the thing is, I would have loved to, and preferred to see her maybe not even lost the power, but like burned through most of it and needed to like learn how to defend herself traditionally in order to survive in the world, because it's still a chaotic world after the 100 years of Calamity Ganon. Like, they need to go around, defend themselves, fix themselves. And we can see that the world, I mean, this may not be mainland, but there still seems to be remnants of the world that are covered in chaos, even worse than ones we've seen in Breath of the Wild. So I wish we had a narrative following these two through the world, rather than, not even a narrative, just an open world game following these two. But no, Zelda's getting damsel in distress instantly, frame one. I bet this is the opening cutscene. So, that saddens me. I know. It's a, Breath of the Wild 2 is just like probably a sort of expansion, or it's a reuse of assets from the first game. So it probably would have been a bit too, no, 5 years. It really wasn't a bit too much. And you could have waited longer, because we waited forever for Breath of the Wild. Like, when did Skyward Sword come out? Like 2010, 2011? I'm out, for some reason 2012 is sticking in my mind, but I'm pretty sure it was like 2010. So we waited, we're used to waiting a long time for Zelda games. So you could have just made her playable. Well, fine. This doesn't mean she's not playable, but it looks like she's going to be missing for a decent chunk of the story. Like, there's not a whiff of Zelda anywhere else in the rest of this trailer. It's all Big Papa Link, and that's no fun to me. But I mean, it's still fun. I'm still gonna have a great time playing this game. It's not like Zelda not being in the plot is like a horrible distraction. It's not like I'm still not gonna buy this game day one. I have an unhealthy obsession with Breath of the Wild. You know, I'm literally just gonna like super pre-record that entire 2-month span. That's all I'm going to be doing. Just going to be playing Breath of the Wild 2. But that's going to sadden me. When I see that opening cutscene, I'm going to punch in the air. But enough of that. We just see Zelda fall in. I guess she's not going to die. Is she falling into the miasma? Like, is that... It looks, I can't tell if that's a gorge, like a plain old gorge, or actual miasma. Like, if that's the actual corruption from Ganon and she's falling into that, ruh-roh. But if that's just a gorge, ruh-roh. Like, she's still dead either way. Well, no, these are superhumans, so she'll live. But at the same time, man, why are you damsel in distress in her? But enough of that. Let's move on. We fade to darkness. And then, in the darkness, comes light. I literally forgot that part of the trailer happened, and when the horns hit, like, y'all can't hear the audio, mainly because I not want to get attacked, but the horns hit, and, like, I don't know if y'all got that reference. That was a reference to Kingdom Hearts is light, and then the light burst out from the darkness. I was like, hey, yo, is Square Enix do something? But let's get into it. We get to see Link falling. And we also get to see, like, the technical thing of his arm. But Link falling through the sky. This reminds me of, like, what's the game I'm thinking of? What is the game I'm thinking of? No, this actually just reminds me straight up of Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, Sora falling from the sky and then, like, doing the dive. That's exactly what this reminds me of. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. That's what this reminds me of for some reason. And I'm wondering, like, is Link's hair longer? Because I've seen a lot of fan art drawing his hair longer, but I never actually, due to me wanting to break the trailer down, I didn't want to actually go super in-depth and analyze. I just reacted to it on my own. To be fair, I need to start doing, like, first reactions to things, but I feel like I can't get my thoughts out concisely enough, and I'll miss too much stuff if I do genuine first reactions, which is why I'll always try to watch it first before I try to break it down. But let's get into it. So I like the outfit detail. This does seem like a lot more ancient, and almost seems like Gerudo styling in terms of outfit. Like, this seems definitely something like Gerudo men would wear if they existed in more mass. So I like it, and I also like the design on the arm. Like, it looks like the Sheikah Slate may have infused itself into Link in order to ward off the corruption, which is super cool to see. Like, if that's the case, golly, Sheikah, what kind of dark evil magic were y'all delving into? Like, you made a whole arm, you literally resurrected a man over the course of 100 years, you're the ones who created the gigantic divine beast that can produce literally endless water, endless drought, endless sandstorms, whatever Vomito could do. That's this thing. The Sheikah are menaces. Why do we trust them again? But I guess they're needed. But we get to see him landing, and this doesn't seem to be on the ground. This is a floating island. I've heard, like, sparse things about possible time travel, and, like, I'm fine with time travel, mainly because I don't want to, if I don't think about it. If I think about it for too long, then we get into problems. But maybe I won't have to think. Maybe this is something completely different. Super excited to see it. This game looks beautiful, by the way, already. But we see him falling. We get the POV shot. Yeah, his hair is longer. It looks like it's longer. It's just not, it's not as long as some people have been drawing it in fan art. Because, y'all fellow Zelda fans out there, y'all didn't hesitate. Y'all went nuts with the quickness on this one. Y'all did not care. You said, wait a second, new trailer drop. It's that time, boys. And then instantly made that fan art. Y'all better than me, y'all faster than me, y'all quicker than me. But we get to see Link falling from the heavens, into the heavens. But then this is a weird transition into a paraglider shot. Like, this looks more like cutscene than gameplay. Because at the angle that Link's falling at, even with the paraglider, especially if he has a limited stamina wheel, I feel like he would literally just plummet to the ground. I don't think he's making this wherever he's going. This is a cool shot, but logically, this man ain't making it nowhere. But there are details we got to analyze in this shot too. So he's wearing the traveler's bandana again, which is holding back his. Wait, no, is that? I can't tell. Hold on, let me turn up the brightness all the way. I can't tell if that's a traveler's bandana or if it's just his messy hair. Regardless, he has messy hair and or traveler's bandana. But then we get to see this ancient Sheikah shield. Like, we had a Sheikah shield in Breath of the Wild 1, but it didn't look anything like this. So I'm wondering what the dealio is with this, considering it stands out. This does seem to be the same paraglider, like same royal Hyrule Castle insignia and everything. And they seem to be the same bow and arrows. But this, obviously there's a new outfit and there's a new shield. So I'm wondering where he gets that from. And the thing is, there's this is like a loosely Sheikah shield, because this looks like a more ancient Sheikah symbol that's way more complicated, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Triforces on it. And I'm not sure if that means anything. I'm not sure if the 7 Guardians of Light are going to pop up in this game, but I don't know. I'm intrigued by that. I feel like that's going to have meaning, because this isn't the same Sheikah symbol that we know, and we usually, when there are triangles in the Legend of Zelda franchise, it means something. So I'm wondering what this means. And also, this is just a really cool world. I wonder why it's floating. Is this legit just Skyloft again? I know they're releasing the Skyward Sword remake, but is that what that is? Was Skyward Sword just a promotion for Breath of the Wild 2? It didn't need it. Like, we really don't need Skyward Sword remade, especially for $60 for one game. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Please enjoy it if you want to go get it. But that's another topic for another time. We get to see him flying in. I still don't think, like, they pull back on that shot to make you try and think that he'll make it. But, like, that dude ain't making it. Like, what's he landing on? Unless there's something down here in the clouds that we can't see. Trajectory, gravity, my man is not making it. He better hope Rivali's Gale can be activated in midair now. But we get to see... Ooh. Alright, there we go. This game's so beautiful, but it does look a lot like the first game. But obviously, it's the same engine, I'm assuming. They're just upgrading the assets and they're using it better. And that's great. But I'm wondering, there's so many questions here. He is still in the same outfit. There's a big old bird. I definitely hunt that thing with a quickness. Two birds. That's 2 chicken wings. But we get to see this world. And I'm honestly wondering, whoa, how we're going to traverse it. And I'm wondering what the canonicity, what is the canon timeline looking like for this game? And by that, I mean from Breath of the Wild 1. Is this true ending? Because if so, we should have all the abilities of the champions. I think we may, going off something we see later in the trailer. But the thing is, I'm wondering, like, what is the limit of this Link's abilities now? Because this should be an endgame Link, but my dude doesn't even have the Master Sword. Like, look at him. The Master Sword, it's basically impossible to hide the Master Sword. But this man has it nowhere to be seen on him. Was it taken away from him? Did the Master Sword infuse itself into him? What's going on? Where'd it go? Because I'm assuming this has to be endgame timeline, right? Or like true ending timeline where got all the memories, properly defeated Ganon, used the Master Sword. This isn't the Ladle run, is it? Like, this isn't the speedrunners run. Is that the canon timeline? I don't know. I'm super intrigued to see where the Master Sword went and what's going on with that. But this game, oh, it's just beautiful. Fits all my artistic sensibility. Look at the sun breaking through the clouds, casting a shadow over the bottom of the... Like, the attention to detail in this shot alone. Golly, I wonder if there are actually going to be perspective shots like this. Or if they just tilted the camera downward for this shot in particular. Because the shot doesn't even last that long. But still, this frame right here is a painting. It's beautiful. I love it. Except it feels like let's just crop y'all out for a little bit. Like, I love y'all, but y'all gotta go. There are 3 chicken wings. What is that? Okay, now the thing is, I don't recognize this at all. Like, is that a timer? Is it like cooking something? I have no idea. Like, this one, when I saw this in the first time, I was like, my brain instantly tried to run some calculations. Like, it scanned through my entire history with the Zelda franchise, and I was like, EXE, Zelda Run.exe has failed. No idea what this is. But that's good. I love getting new enemies. It's going to be super intriguing. If this even is an enemy. Because we don't see it fight. It just lands. So this could be like a dispenser or something like that. It could be something that just exists in this world. And if so, I'm excited to see it. Like, it seems to have a very complicated design. It seems to like fall into itself. It has these 2 egg-like things on the top of its head. Has earrings and stuff like that. So it looks like a mechanical big-headed Lizalfos. Like, if you widen the head of a Lizalfos, made it out of like ceramic metal and animated it, that's what this would be. And that's super interesting. I'm wondering what this is for. If it's an enemy, cool. One of the main issues I have with Breath of the Wild 1 is that, like, after a while, the enemies got very, very stale. Once you could beat a Lionel, everything got boring. So if there are just more variety of enemies and like certain mini bosses scattered around the land, I'm super fine with that. Super hyped to see it. I'm just wondering what this thing is. I have nothing else to say, though. That's the thing. I have no clue what this thing is, because we get it for like 2 seconds in the entire trailer. Moving on, we get to see Bokoblins with horns. And we do also seem to be back on the mainland. Ooh, see, now I'm starting to get where the time travel idea is coming from. Or like, maybe not time travel. What was that game? This was a Zelda game. It's a link between worlds. And a link to the past, where you would travel between 2 different, maybe not timeline, no, because the 2 worlds in those games are tied into each other. They are in the same timeline, but these are 2 different like experiences that happen to exist concurrently. So maybe that we're playing like the story of a past Link, which explains why he doesn't have the Master Sword and none of that. He's missing everything. Doesn't have no hero's garb and is in a completely different outfit. And then we're also high up in the sky, like we're in a Skyloft type beat. But then we also have this more modern Link who still has, but that's the thing, that's still the Hyrule paraglider. And if this is just like a past version of Link who passed down the paraglider, gosh darn would they make that thing out of. What Sheikah wizardry? Forget sealing Ganon, forget the Sheikah Slate. I want to know what they made this piece of parchment out of. This piece of parchment and wood out of that lasted for thousands and thousands of years. Golly. But we get to see that the gang has horns now. And it looks kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. Like, of all the horns they could have picked, These look like weirdly smooth unicorn horns or something like that. This doesn't look like something I'd seen on a Pokemon. Look at how happy he is to see it. So he's like, hey, y'all back from Breath of the Wild 1? And I'm like, yeah, I got my bomb arrows too, buddy. But you see him, he's back with the Traveler's Shield. He's back in the Traveler's Boots, but he does have the Hero's Tunic. Super excited to see it. And he also has armor now. I wonder if that's extra armor pieces that he can equip, or was that on the original game? I don't remember. But we get to see, man, flying right on by. But then, this is where we get a little bit hype, because the Bokoblin not only calls out for his homies, he's like, boys, we got him. But the boys now include Big Papa Talus. Bro, if we're going to get, like, enemy stat combinations, that's going to be super cool. I would love to see, like, a golden Talus, maybe not golden Talus, I'm not sure if those existed, but, like, a Lino guarding a Talus or something like that. Or, like, the two teaming up or something like that. Or even a, Hinox teaming up with a Talus, like, or a Hinox teaming up with a Lino. Like, just the idea of spicing it up by having two factions mixed together, two bigger factions, though, because to be fair, we saw Lizalfos, Moblins, and Bokoblins team up, but we never got to see, like, the big boys go to war with each other, or literally go to war with each other. So I'm hoping that we get to see that, and there are just going to be more dynamic fights in this game. And also, I hope the game's a little bit harder. I'm not gonna lie. I hope the game's a little bit harder after the opening part. To be fair, you can definitely make the game harder for yourself, but as you get decent equipment, not even like super good equipment, you start bodying the game. So hopefully the game stays harder longer. But then we get to see my boy Talus running around, and I guess this is is he in the whatchamacallit? I almost called it like the reincarnation chamber. Is he in the healing chamber again? And is this where the whole thing comes from? Because you can see his hand. It's like coursing with the same Sheikah energy. This is notably not Triforce energy. Triforce energy usually has a yellow hue. This is specifically the same greenish type energy of... Actually, no. This isn't even Sheikah energy now that I'm thinking about it. Sheikah energy is portrayed as like a light blue, thinking of the Sheikah Slate. This is energy of like what the champions are made out of. Like the spiritual energy that flows through the champions and flows around them, now that they're spirits haunting their divine beasts, this is the kind of energy that floats around them. So, is this like the champions helping Link out? Like, did Mipha be like, darn, I really can't use my grace on you to heal that entire arm, but I'll do my best. And she went and like structured it, and like together they ended up forming that arm form. Honestly, I would love it if on some... I can't spoil that. I would love it if on some, like, multiple people in my head type beat, all the champions could sort of, like, speak to Link through this arm. Like, they would sort of follow him around with him and, like, have conversations. Because Link being mute is fine. But I would love it if, like, you could just get topics on battle. Like, just give the champions more character. Because they got done so dirty in the last game. Honestly, super excited, though, because this arm seems to have not only, like, the energy to form the fingers and stuff like that. Darn, look at the nail detail. My man, Link, you gotta cut them bad boys. Golly, you gonna stab somebody with them? But I'm super excited to see what this arm is and what it can do. And if it's just the replacement for the Sheikah Slate. Like, if Link can turn his arm over and just take a screenshot with it. I don't know. Is he gonna have to take selfies with the back of his hand? I'm super intrigued to see what this arm is and what we're doing with it and how it came to be. I'm assuming the miasma just ate his arm, and this is a Sheikah Slate, like, transfiguring to replace it, being filled with the spirit energy of the Guardians. But we'll see. And we can and the reason I say Sheikah Slate infused, and once again, this Link is Traveler's Link. Like, this is the Link that seems to be a post Breath of the Wild 1 Link, because he's not wielding the Sheikah Slate, he's casting Magnesis with just his hand. And not only that, he's casting an advanced Magnesis that passes through multiple things, which is super exciting. And he's still in the same thing, but he's also once again missing the Master Sword. So where'd that thing go? Wait, is he missing the Master Sword? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Hold on. Talus, we already talked about you. Arm, we already talked about you. But wait. Yeah, I don't think that's the Master Sword. I'm not going to scroll back, but I don't think that's the Master Sword. So what happened to it? Did he lose it? Did he lose it? Or is this not canon? Like, was the true ending not canon? Were you not supposed to beat him with the Master Sword? And, like, you actually just beat him with the ladle? And then he came back through this? If that's so, it's kind of dumb. But, whatever. Whatever to get us a second game, I suppose. But we see him casting Magnesis. It goes through all of them. But the more interesting part is, it turns the world black and white. Pokemon. Please don't sue me, Nintendo. But he not only casts Magnesis on all of them, but he proceeds to stop time in an entire localized area, and then proceeds to somehow smack it through all of them at once. Or is he stopping multiple? Oh no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Since I scroll back anyway. Hold on. Yeah, that's definitely not the Master Sword. It's not big enough. But he reversed time. That's not just magnesis. That's like a time reversal thing. Ooh, y'all may have been spitting on this time travel type beat. I'm not lying now looking at it. Because if you look, hold on, let me go back a frame or two. If you go back, I got capture on the perfect frame. Hold on. Essentially what I mean is, look at that. This is the only solid spike orb. They're the remnants of it in the past, though. And what Link seems to do using his new Sheikah arm is pause time on it and, like, reverse it. But it's only reversing the time on that localized object. So it still does damage to other things, and it will still harm people, which is super cool. It's a nice expansion of the powers. And bam, bam, bam. I hope we get to use that. I hope we can get super creative with that. Like, you can do some dumb stuff in Breath of the Wild 1. I hope we can do some extra dumb stuff in Breath of the Wild 2. But what is this? Is this a Wall Master? Is this like a revamped version of the maybe is it Wall Master or Floor Master? I'll admit, I don't have all the Zelda monsters memorized off the top of the dome. Because this thing is like hanging from the ceiling, and it seems to be a hand. Hold on. But also, can we talk about how Link has the Elon Muskie on him? He has the Blinky on him. Bro, look at him. Man has a whole flamethrower. And the trailer just glazes over that like it's normal. Like, what the heck? He's fighting this gigantic thing that's leaking out of the ceiling. That may be a hand, may not be a hand. It's firing off flames into its face. And it's he's just doing it. And he backflips to die. Like, what is this? What's going on? What's happening? This shot is so quick and, like, so blurry. Am I on max settings? Auto. Nah, give me that 1080p, 60 frames HD. Give me that high quality stuff. Yo, I didn't know it was playing on such low quality. Yo, I'm about to rewatch this entire trailer. Ooh, it looks even more beautiful now. I'm sorry, I can barely tell the difference. But, yeah, that does seem to clearly be, like, some sort of, like, skilling mouth or sealing hand. And it seems to have something in it, like, that's dropping along. I'm not sure what it is, but regardless, it looks super cool. I can't wait to fight it. That's it. I can't wait to beat it up. That's all I got. That's all I got for you. But the thing is, ooh, this is super interesting. What is that? It was glowing when he was initially using it. Is it, like, attached to his shield? Is his shield, like, is that a dragon mouth on his shield? Darn it. I messed up. But is that a dragon mouth on his shield that, like, fires fire? That seems like, yeah, that seems to be a shield that has some sort of Sheikah technology dragon head that when Link points it out, it can fire things off. Or are shields going to get more utility outside of just shield perfect parrying or shield bashing? If so, super excited for that. Can't wait to see that. Or if you could, like, sacrifice a shield for an extra weapon, that'd be cool. I can't wait to see how they expand combat in this game, considering combat in the first game kind of got a little bit repetitive once you mastered it. But we get to see the backflip, then we cut away. Water. He got agua. And another thing that this reminds me of, note how this isn't bam, back. In fact, hold on. Since we have the shot of it, let me see if I can just capture it real quick. Hold on. You can't see it. But in the frame, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm gonna try and fight it. Hold on. Oh, it's right in that frame. Right in that particular frame. Hold on. Right after he gets done firing the fire. I'm not gonna waste your time anymore. But basically, you saw like the blue Sheikah line sort of in there. That's blue. Look at this. This seems to be champion energy, that spiritual energy. This seems to be something that Mipha may have been able to do. And he's using that to traverse the world. But the thing is, this could be the ancient Link. And if so, what does that mean? Like, if this is two different Links, then him having access to Mipha's abilities doesn't really make sense. Unless he had a Zora friend, which makes sense. He would have a Zora friend, because even back in the original story, there was the four union of the four people that went and fought against Calamity Ganon. So that would make sense why he would have some form of it, but this seems to be like dead people energy, which I thought only a future Link would have. But to be fair, they're both wielding the same arm, so maybe like the arm transcends time itself. I have no idea. But we get to see him using like a diving kind of ability. So he dives through the rock, swims up, and it's water still. He's still dripped with the water. And I guess this is how he's going to be traversing the world. Like, he's definitely going to have to rely a lot more on his movement abilities than he did in the first game. Like, this doesn't look like at least in the Skyloft part of the world, I'm going to keep calling it Skyloft, but in the Sky World, it doesn't look like climbing is really going to do you much good. You're definitely going to have to use a lot more like burst mobility options in order to move around this world efficiently. And I'm super excited to see that. I can't wait to go to the highest point in this world and just put the paraglider on and just see where I go. It's going to be so much fun. But we get to see him pop out the earth. But honestly, I'm really wondering what the champion's role in this game is, if any. Like, if this just happens to be Dead Spirit energy and it doesn't mean anything, kind of sad. Hope we got more of the champions, but maybe not. Especially considering how little character they had in the first game. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get to see more of them. But bam, Link lands, and we get a look of this beautiful port. This game's so beautiful, dog. My inner artist is going nuts right now. But like, literally, look at the clouds. Look at how they fade in between the mountains, the bright yellow trees, the contrast, the brown ground. It's so beautiful. And then you can see the regular land. So honestly, like, we're high up. We aren't that high up in the air. There's so many questions going on right now. And I love them all. So I can't wait to play it. And here we go. The castle rising. Ganon, if you don't get your red nut off this gosh darn castle. But we get to see it rise into the air. I love the music. Here we go. That's probably where Zelda's being kept. If Zelda isn't playable in this game until like post-game, fine. But if Zelda just isn't playable in this game at all, I cry. And if we literally just have... At least let Zelda be on a Hilda type beat. Like, if y'all played A Link Between Worlds, y'all should remember that, like, Hilda would communicate with you throughout your journey. And to be fair, Zelda does it a little bit, but I want, like, active, on-the-fly communication. Like, if you're not going to let me play her, let her be active somewhat in the story. We get to see Hyrule Castle floating in the sky. Now, what does this mean? Questions for later. But the thing is, and that's the end of the trailer, pretty much. They just hold on this shot for forever. Whoa. Hey, another trailer breakdown. Go check that one out after you check out mine. Please, after you check out mine. But, because they probably have more, like, detailed timeline stuff that I just don't know off the top of the dome piece. But, what does this mean for our story? I think it means that Ganon, or Demise specifically, I do think this is going to be a more Demise-centered story, because Ganon of Reincarnation is dead, technically. He can't really reincarnate anymore. So I feel like Demise, in whatever sort of astral realm or form he took after his defeat in Skyward Sword, has sort of decided that, forget it, I'm just going to possess this old corpse of Ganon that's still lying around there. They couldn't completely kill, and I'm going to try and take over. I'll do it myself, kinda. And you can definitely tell by the longer flowing radiant hair, like that Hyrule Warriors Ganon type hair reminds me a lot more Demise than it does of... I don't know why I'm pausing so long. It reminds me a lot more of Demise than it does of the regular Ganon that we see. He usually never lets his hair get that long. So I'm super excited to see what the plot is. But that's the thing. There's so much in this trailer, but we know so little. So I won't go too crazy. But I'm still super excited. But that's me. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the trailer? Are you hyped to see it? Are you hyped to play this game? Are you going to get this game day one? I'm getting this game day -5 if I really can. If I can get my hands on it, I will. I'm super excited for this game. Can't wait to play. It's going to have amazing gameplay. It's going to be great. Even if it's just more Breath of the Wild 1, I'm loving it. What are y'all theories? Please tell me in the comment section down below about the time travel, the 2 possible links, the link between worlds, if you will. All that. Are y'all... Question. Are y'all as mad about Zelda as I am? Or are you just... Do you think I'm overreacting? I could definitely see y'all saying I'm overreacting, because I am going a little bit too hard on it. But that's enough for me. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Thank you guys once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.